Hi, it's me, Susan. Welcome back. Welcome to my YouTube channel, reading vlog. But not just any old reading vlog of a series. And I want to make this a series of reading series, if that makes sense. So I want to do a series of book videos, reading vlog videos where I read different series and I want to share like my thoughts and my feelings and everything about them. I have read quite a few series in the past. Like at the beginning of 2022 I read A Cawthorn and Roses, which was really good, and I read all 5 of the books that were out in like, I'm pretty sure just in January. So I thought it'd be fun to kind of read some more series but share them as well. Starting with the Folk of the Air series. This is a series that I always see recommended for me to read in my like Kindle app. So it's like read, recommend, and review, recommend, and review. But I think it's mainly because the first 2 books in the season are available on Prime and I have Prime Reading. So plus for me, these first 2 books are going to be free. But also I think it's just recommended because it's available for me already and they think I will enjoy it, which fingers crossed I will enjoy it. The Folk of the Air trilogy is made up of The Cruel Prince, The Wicked King, and The Queen of Nothing. And I feel like I've seen the book covers a lot. There's also actually 2 novellas, which I've never heard anyone speak about. So maybe I'll try and read those as well because I didn't even know that they were a thing. They have way less ratings than the rest of them. So I think the story is kind of similar to what I've read before in terms of like fairyland fantasy, where like the main character is mortal, I believe, and she gets taken probably against her will, or something happens and she has to go to like fairyland and live with the fairies. Other than that though, I actually really don't know what this is about. I don't know if it's romance, I don't know if it's, I mean I feel like it probably is a romance, right? And it's called The Cruel Prince, so I'm guessing from the title that the main character's a girl, I'm gonna guess, and that she is gonna be living with the prince or in some kind of palace or something. She's been taken to the fairyland. I don't know. Here's the cover. I'm gonna be reading on my Kindle. I always read on Kindle because the books are cheaper. There's like less commitment to the books. I feel like when you have a physical book and you don't read it, it's just kind of sitting there, whereas if I get a book and I don't read it, it's just inside the, like it's inside here, so it's not really like taking up space. And I also really like the fact that you can get samples of the book. And also another plus, just like in terms of this video, is that the first 2 books are free for me to read because they're already on Kindle Prime library, so I just download them and I have them straight away. And I think I can keep them forever, but you can also return them if you don't want them to be taking up space on your Kindle. If you're interested in Kindles, I'm very happy to do a video all about them. I love mine so much. Like honestly, one of the best purchases I've ever made. So if you want to know more about Kindles, just let me know down below and I will happily make a video about it. So this video is going to be about The Cruel Prince, reading The Cruel Prince. It's not called The Cruel Prince. The first book's called The Cruel Prince. This series is called The Folk of the Air, which, why? I don't even know. I hope that's explained because none of the books are called that. So it's all like royal themed titles. And then the series is called The Folk of the Air. Like, I guess, is the fairyland in the sky? Like literally I have no idea what this book is about. I'm kind of excited though, but I feel like it's going to be similar to other books that I've read that have been about fairies, just because there is going to be similarities always if it's about the same kind of like topic. If it's like the same type of people, like a fairy is a fairy, you know what I mean? They probably do magic and they probably are just elevated humans basically. I feel like that's generally the gist. Like they're like human but they're like not human. They look human but then they have like slight differences, or they're like super like, I don't know what's the word, like I guess attractive but like not attractive, almost like scary looking. Kind of like if you've read Twilight, the way that they describe the vampires is like they're almost too perfect that it makes people think that they're strange because it's like something is off. And I feel like that's kind of like the vibe of what fairies are like. It's like they're kind of human looking but something's off, like they're just not quite right, they're like too perfect. I'm gonna try and make this spoiler free just so that you can watch this video even if you haven't read it. I don't know, I've watched some videos and they'll do the first book as spoiler free and then from that point onwards they'll give spoilers because they're like way deeper into the series, so they kind of like feel like they need to talk about the characters and see what's going on, different development and stuff. I just don't know. Let's say it's spoiler free. If I change my mind, I'm gonna just show it on the screen now. If not, then this is spoiler free. I am really looking forward to reading more books and doing lots of booky things on this channel. But if you're not into reading, don't worry, I've still got other stuff coming. Definitely still gonna be doing food videos. I want to do a bit more fitness videos, lifestyle content, vlogs, like basically everything about me and everything that I enjoy is what I'm gonna share. Yeah, if we have the same interests, hobbies, anything. If you are into reading and you want to see what series, or recommend me series even, in the comments, please subscribe and let's read. Initial thoughts before I go to bed. I'm on chapter 4. I feel like the epilogue, like before chapter 1, it started off pretty strong. I was very like, I was kind of like shocked. Like it really didn't start how I was expecting to. But again, as we saw from the beginning, I don't really know what this book is about. And I still don't really know what this book is about, but the epilogue was like, so much stuff happened. It was kind of crazy. The first chapter was one sentence. Like what? One sentence. Like all of this stuff happens and we've got one sentence, and then we had like a 10-year time jump to chapter 2. We're just kind of getting a feel of like, what is it like? What has happened in those 10 years? To be honest, I don't think much has happened. Like they've kind of just been growing up and they're like kind of used to living in the fairyland now, and the main character is not who I thought was going to be the main character. Like there's 3 sisters, and the sister that I thought was going to be the main character is like a different one, so that's interesting. And then yeah, I'm just not really sure where it's going to go from here. I'm excited. I saw a TikTok earlier and someone said about this series, and it's like the series that like destroyed them, and I'm like, what's going to happen in this that's going to make me possibly feel that way? There are some themes that are always the same, like don't drink the fairy wine, don't eat the food, and also the myth that like fairies can't tell lies, which seems to be true in this book, but in some books they're like, that's not true, that's just something we tell humans that so that they think that we can't lie to them. Interesting. I feel like I've been very distracted. I haven't actually read as much as I wanted to read today. I'm gonna read now before I go to sleep, and tomorrow we can update. Super quick update before I go to work. I'm 23% through and I've decided it's enemies to lovers. That's the genre of the book. Like obviously it's fantasy, but it's also enemies to lovers, I think. Don't quote me on this because as certain as I am, I might be wrong. One thing I'm quite confused about though is the brothers. Like I'll basically kind of explain, I don't want to do spoilers, but there's like the king of Fairyland. I think it's called Fairyland actually. I was making that up, but I think that's actually like where they live. So there's the king and he's got like 5 or 6 sons and daughters or something. Like he has loads of kids. One of them is like the main heir to the throne and everyone's like, oh, he's gonna be the next king. And then there's like all of his siblings, and the main character goes to school with some of them. I'm very confused about like who is who really. I'd be like, oh, this person winked at me, and then they're gonna just start talking about a different person. And then I'm in my brain like, is that the person who winked or is that somebody else? Like I get very confused with the names. I think they should have done like a family tree at the beginning of the book. Maybe they did. Okay, I'm gonna check that. But yeah, I'm quite confused. But other than that, I'm enjoying it. I'm not reading it as fast as I thought I would, but I'm very easily distracted. So I think I'll finish quite a lot of it tomorrow because I'm going back home on the train. The train's like 2 hours long. My mum doesn't have a TV, so I'm gonna be reading a lot more, hopefully. Okay, that's the update. I gotta go. Halfway through this book now, and I'm very much in the phase of like, I need to keep reading because I need to know what's going to happen next, and I don't know where it's going. I feel like maybe it's because I always seem to go into books not knowing what they're about, but I never seem to know like where they are going. Some things I'm like trying to figure out in my head, and then I'm like, oh no, that's too obvious and that's not going to happen. But maybe this is just an obvious book. Like a big event's coming up, like a coronation. Obviously it's called like, it's about like a royal family, right? Because it's like about prince. And I feel like it's all building up to that. But then I'm like, what's gonna happen there? What's happening next? What's happening now? The main character is like, this guy hates me, and I'm like, he definitely is like in love with you. But she's like convinced that he hates her. They're like enemies. I don't know. And I'm like, am I even right about that? Because that's not really the direction the book's going in. So I don't even know. But yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. It says I've got 4 hours left in the book, so I'm hoping I can finish it like today/tomorrow and then start the next one. And obviously I'll give you an update at the end, or like if anything exciting happens, I'll let you know how I'm feeling about it. But so far so good. I wouldn't say it's like so gripping. Like when I read A Court of Thorn and Roses, like I read that so quick. I was so like hooked from the beginning. This one like kind of not so hooked in. But now I'm halfway through, I'm more feeling like, okay, I want to read my book, gonna read the book kind of feeling, which I haven't really got so far. I've kind of been like trying to read it. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it has a good ending and I want to read the next one. I want to read all 3 just because like for completion, but I hope that there are 3 good reads. I'm gonna do a super quick update. Number 1, this book's taking me way longer than I thought it would to read. It's just not so gripping. I don't know, maybe I'm just like in a slump, but, or maybe it's this book, but it's not really like grabbing my attention. Starting book 2 of the book, I didn't even realize I was in book 1, or that there was like multiple books in the book. Maybe I did realize that, but I couldn't remember. So I turned the page and it was like book 2, and I was like, oh, okay. But I have a few comments. There's lots of things that I don't understand the relevance of. Like I don't understand why there's like a pair of twins, or there's been like this big scene, and yeah, I just feel like I don't know where the book's going. And I'm like 65% through. Stuff that I thought might happen, it's not really happening. Like the book really took a turn for not where I thought it was gonna go. I don't really know. I'm gonna start book 2. I'm hoping it's a bit more interesting. I feel like it's getting a bit more fast-paced. I'm just taking a really long time to read it. Like it's just not gripping my attention as much as I thought it would. I'm not gonna lie, I've been putting it off finishing this book or reading this book, but today I want to finish it. So I'm on chapter 27, 83% through. I don't know, I'm just not so into it. I think it's like, I was reading These Hollow Vows. I just finished the second one, which I can't think what it was called, but it was so good. And I feel like I read ACOTAR, which is really good, and this one's just like it's not hitting the same. But I'm gonna finish it. There's 3 books, everyone always raves about it, so I feel like maybe I just haven't got to the good bit yet. I feel bad for saying it. There's so many things I don't understand. One of the fairies has a tail. For what reason? Like, is that part of the story? Is there a plot with that? Or is that just like a fun fact? Like you know, and then just like, there's things in it that I'm like, why? But lots of stuff has happened, to be fair, and like there was like a big event. It's hard to say stuff without like spoiling it, but like some big thing happened. I actually read a spoiler by accident. I was reading the description for one of the novellas for the series, and then it kind of ruined what's gonna happen, but I don't know when that thing happens. I don't think it's gonna ruin the story because it kind of makes sense. The Kindle is telling me that I have 58 minutes left, so 1 hour. It's currently 8 p.m. So by 9 p.m. I should be able to finish this, and then when I go to sleep later on, I will start the next book. Quickly put my phone on Do Not Disturb because I'm a sucker for getting distracted. I've got like a reading focus on here. I finished the book and I didn't hate it. Don't get me wrong, I didn't hate the book, but did I love it? No. Was I into it? No. Do I want to read the rest of it? Not really. I had such good intentions. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna read the whole trilogy. It didn't even end on a cliffhanger. I don't think I'm gonna read the next one. As much as I want to like read it just for completion and just so that I have, you know, I've read the whole trilogy in one video, I don't think I can. I'm kind of sad. I'm sad that I didn't like it. I feel like it's really disappointing when people recommend a book to you, or like there's hype around a book series or even a TV series, like anything is hype around something, and you take the time to like watch it or read it and it's not good or you don't like it or whatever. I'd probably rate it like 3 stars. I'm not even sure, honestly. I don't even know why I would rate this book. Like, it wasn't that interesting to me. The whole story, like, it didn't really grip me. There were so many questions. I still don't know why that guy has to tell lots of things about the book. Maybe I would find that out later on, but I don't know. Let me know if you've read the book and it gets better. Let me know if the first book's like where it's good and you get gripped by the first one, then I don't think this is for me. But if it's like something that gets better as it goes along, let me know. Maybe I'll try it. For now, it's gonna go on my like did not finish list. Yeah, I think that's it. So thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe if you're new and let me know if it was good. Bye.